My name's Jake Tanner, and I'm 18 years old, stuck in a house that's never really felt like mine. It was late June, the kind of hot where the air sticks to your skin, and my stepdad's big family barbecue was in full swing. They called it a welcome party for the new baby, my stepdad Rick's kid with his wife, Carla. She was 6 months pregnant, waddling around in a bright yellow sundress, acting like she owned the world. Me? I was just the guy lugging ice bags and flipping burgers, the stepson they kept around when it suited them. I'd spent the last 2 weeks fixing up this little wooden rocking horse for the baby. Sanded it down, painted it blue, even carved "Little Man" on the side with my pocket knife. Figured it'd be a nice gesture, you know? A way to say, hey, I'm excited to be a big brother. So there I was, hauling it out to the backyard, sweat dripping down my neck, when I set it down by the picnic table and said, made this for the kid. Can't wait to meet him. The yard went quiet for a second. You could hear the crickets over the sizzle of the grill. Carla, she was leaning back in a lawn chair, sipping lemonade, and she looked at me with this smirk, like I was some stray dog begging for scraps. That's real cute, Jake, she said, her voice all syrupy and sharp, but don't go thinking this is your family. You're just Rick's baggage from before. Baggage. That word hit me like a punch to the gut. I stood there, hands still on the rocking horse, while her sister Linda cackled and Uncle Pete let out a loud guffaw. Even my cousin Tim, this lanky kid with a beer in his hand, snickered like it was the funniest thing he'd heard all day. Rick, my stepdad, he didn't laugh. He just stared at the ground, poking at the coals with a stick, pretending he didn't hear. Come on, don't be so sensitive, Carla added, waving her hand like she was shooing a fly. This is our thing, not yours. Put that little toy over by the gifts and grab me another drink, will you? Her friends chuckled again, and I felt my face burn, not from the heat, but from the shame boiling up inside me. I'd been ready for her to be cold. Carla's always been a pro at making me feel like I don't belong. But saying it out loud, in front of everybody? That was new. Thing is, I wasn't just there to take it this time. I'd come with something else, something I'd been holding on to for weeks. I straightened up, wiped my hands on my jeans, and said, nah, you might want to check the horse first. There's a surprise in it. Carla raised an eyebrow, still smirking. What, a note about how tough your life is? More laughs. I didn't flinch. Go ahead, I said, nodding at the rocking horse. Look under the seat. She rolled her eyes but got up, all slow and dramatic like it was a chore. The crowd watched as she flipped the little wooden panel I'd rigged up. Inside was a folded stack of papers. She pulled them out, unfolded the first one, and her face went from smug to ghost white in about 2 seconds flat. What the hell is this? She muttered, her voice shaking. Rick finally looked up. Carla? What's it say? She didn't answer, just kept flipping through. Clinic records. Dates. A DNA test with a name that wasn't Rick's. I'd found it all, pieced it together like a puzzle I didn't even want to solve. That's the real welcome party, I said, keeping my voice steady. Not my stepdad's kid, huh? Nobody laughed then. The air got thick, like the whole backyard was holding its breath. Carla's hands shook, the papers crinkling. This ain't real, she whispered, but her eyes said she knew it was. Rick stood up fast, knocking over his beer. Jake, what did you do? I didn't do nothing, I shot back, staring him down. I just brought the truth. You're welcome. Then I turned and walked off, past the grill, past the stunned faces, out the gate. My phone started buzzing before I even hit the street. Carla, Rick, over and over. I didn't pick up. Let him stew. I was done playing their game. See, this didn't start at the barbecue. It's been years of this crap. Me being the outsider, the leftover kid from Rick's first marriage. My mom passed when I was 7, hit by a drunk driver on her way home from work. Rick fell apart for a while, then met Carla. She swooped in like a hawk, all fake smiles and big plans. They got hitched when I was 9, and ever since, I've been the ghost in their perfect little life. I tried to fit in at first. Called her Carla, not Mom. She made that rule clear. Kept my stuff out of her way, stayed quiet when she turned our house into her palace. Rick used to take me fishing, just the two of us. After Carla, he stopped. Said he was busy, but I'd see him hauling her shopping bags or fixing up her fancy garden. I got used to it, being invisible. Until she got pregnant. Then it wasn't just invisible. It was erased. So there I was, Jake Tanner, 18 and walking away from that barbecue like I just dropped a match in a pile of dry leaves. My boots crunched on the gravel as I headed down the street, the buzz of my phone in my pocket like a ticked-off hornet. Carla's name kept flashing, then Rick's, then Carla again. I didn't answer. Didn't even look at the screen after the 5th call. I just kept moving, the rocking horse and those papers burning a hole in my mind. I ended up at the gas station a mile down the road, one of those rundown joints with flickering lights and a clerk who don't care who you are. Grabbed a Coke from the cooler, paid with the crumpled 5 I'd stuffed in my jeans, and sat on the curb outside. The sun was dipping low, painting the sky orange, and I just sat there, sipping that soda, letting the fizz burn my throat while I replayed it all. Carla's face when she saw those papers, man, that was something. Like someone yanked the rug out from under her whole act. Rick's too, though he looked more lost than mad. I didn't plan on feeling good about it. But I'll be honest, there was a little spark in my chest. Not joy, exactly, just relief. Like I'd finally stopped holding my breath after years of waiting for them to notice me. Thing is, I didn't stumble into this mess by accident. It started a couple months back, right after Carla announced the pregnancy. Rick was all grins, slapping me on the back like we were buddies again, saying, "You're gonna be a big brother, Jake." I wanted to believe it had changed things, bring us closer maybe. But Carla? She turned it into her show. Baby books piled up on the coffee table, ultrasound pics stuck to the fridge with little heart magnets. My stuff, my work boots, my toolbox got shoved into the garage so she could nest. One night, I was grabbing a glass of water after a late shift at the hardware store where I stock shelves. Carla left her laptop open on the kitchen counter, screen glowing like it was daring me to look. I wasn't gonna snoop, swear I wasn't, but then I saw the email. It was half hidden under some baby registry tab, but the subject line caught my eye. "We need to figure this out." Or, not Rick. Some guy named Roger. I clicked it. Couldn't help myself. "Carla," it said, "you can't keep dodging me. I know it's mine. Call me before this gets messy." My heart started pounding like a jackhammer. I scrolled up, found more. Dates that didn't match when she said she got pregnant. A meetup at some diner 2 towns over. She deleted most of it, but not enough. I closed the laptop, hand shaking, and stood there in the dark kitchen, mind racing. Next day, I started digging. Took my lunch breaks at the library, using their computers so she wouldn't see it on our Wi-Fi. Found a clinic receipt in the trash, different name, but her handwriting on the note clipped to it. Pieced together appointments, timelines, stuff she'd lied about. Then I got the big one. A DNA test I swiped from her purse when she left it on the couch. She'd done it early, probably to be sure, and it had Roger's name, not Rick's. I made copies, stashed him in my room under the floorboard where I keep my old baseball cards. That rocking horse? I built it to hold the truth. Hollowed out a spot under the seat, tucked the papers in tight. Took me hours, sanding it smooth so nobody'd suspect a thing. I didn't know if I'd use it, thought maybe I'd just let it go, be the quiet kid again. But then Carla had to open her mouth at that barbecue, and I couldn't swallow it anymore. My phone buzzed again, snapping me out of it. Rick this time, a voicemail. I hit play, held it to my ear. "Jake, come home, man. We gotta talk." Carla's freaking out, says it's fake. But I don't know. Just get back here. His voice was rough, like he'd been yelling or crying, maybe both. I deleted it. Didn't owe him an explanation. He'd figure it out when he stopped pretending everything was fine. I finished my Coke, tossed the can in the trash, and started walking again. Didn't know where I was going, just away. Growing up, it was always me and Rick against the world, after Mom died. He'd take me to the park, toss a ball around, tell me stories about her. Then Carla showed up, all high heels and perfume, and he changed. Stopped talking about Mom. Stopped talking to me much at all. I got a job at 15, started pitching in for groceries, cause he said money was tight. Found out later he was buying her jewelry while I ate ramen for dinner. The baby was supposed to fix it, I guess. Rick kept saying it'd be a fresh start. But all it did was shine a light on the cracks I'd been patching with my own sweat for years. Now they were wide open, and I wasn't sticking around to clean up the mess. I crashed that night at my buddy Mike's place. He's this big guy, works at the auto shop, always got grease under his nails. Didn't ask much, just tossed me a pillow and said, "You good?" I nodded. "Yeah, man. Better than I've been in a while." He grinned, slapped my shoulder, and went to bed. I lay there on his lumpy couch, staring at the ceiling, feeling lighter than I had in years. The storm was coming, I knew it, but for once, I wasn't scared of it. I woke up on Mike's couch with a crick in my neck and the smell of burnt toast in the air. He was in the kitchen, swearing at the toaster like it owed him money. "Morning, hero," he said when he saw me sit up. "Your phone's been going nuts since 6. I grabbed it off the coffee table, 17 missed calls, mostly Rick, a couple from Carla, even one from Uncle Pete. Texts too. "Jake, come home. This ain't funny. We need to talk, now." I tossed it back down, rubbed my eyes, and said, "They can wait." Mike slid a plate of half-charred toast my way. "So what's the plan, man? You torched the castle. Now what?" I shrugged, picking at the bread. "Dunno. Guess I just keep walking till they figure out I ain't coming back." He nodded, like that made sense, and we ate in silence. Felt good, having a friend who didn't push. Around noon, I headed to the hardware store for my shift. Figured I'd keep my head down, stack some lumber, earn my paycheck. But when I got there, my boss, Mr. Grady, this old guy with a beard like steel wool, pulled me aside. "Your stepdad called," he said, wiping his hands on his apron. "Said it's a family emergency. Told him you're working, but he sounded rough." I clenched my jaw. "He say what it was?" Grady shook his head. "Nope. Just kept asking if you're here." I thanked him and clocked in anyway. Wasn't about to let Rick drag me back with some sob story. But halfway through stacking 2x4s, my phone rang again. Uncle Pete this time. I sighed and picked up. "Yeah. Jake, you little firecracker," he boomed, voice loud enough to scare the pigeons off the roof. "What did you do to Carla? She's holed up at Linda's, crying her eyes out, saying you faked some papers. Rick's a mess too, won't leave the house. What's the deal?" I leaned against a pallet, the wood digging into my back. "Ain't fake, Pete. Found proof she's been lying. Baby's not Rick's. Showed it at the barbecue." He whistled low. "Jesus, kid. You got proof?" "Yeah," I said. "Clinic stuff, DNA test. All real. He was quiet for a sec. Then, well shit. That's a hell of a play. Rick believes you. I snorted. Don't know. Don't care. He can figure it out. Pete laughed. This big, rough sound. You're a tough one, Jake. Always said you had guts. Look, I ain't picking sides, but watch your back. Carla's pissed, and she don't lose quiet. I told him I'd handle it, and hung up. Rest of the shift, I kept my head down, but my mind was spinning. They weren't gonna let this go easy. When I got off, I went back to Mike's. He was out, so I had the place to myself. Sat on the couch, staring at those papers I'd copied. Still had him in my backpack. Clinic visits from months back, Roger's name in black and white. I'd been carrying it like a weapon, but now it felt heavy, like it was weighing me down. Maybe I'd done enough. Maybe it was time to let it burn out. Then the door banged open, and there was Rick. Face red, eyes wild, still in the same shirt from the barbecue. Jake, he said, voice hoarse. We gotta talk. I stood up slow, keeping the coffee table between us. Ain't much to say, Rick. You saw the papers. He stepped closer, hands balled into fists. Carla says it's fake. Says you're trying to ruin us. Is it true? I pulled the copies from my bag, slapped them on the table. Read it again. Dates don't lie. Neither does DNA. He stared at the stack, didn't touch it. Why'd you do it like that? In front of everybody. I crossed my arms. 'Cause you wouldn't listen any other way. Been screaming for years, and you just kept nodding at her. He sank into Mike's ratty armchair, head in his hands. I didn't know it was that bad, Jake. Thought you were just adjusting. I laughed, sharp and bitter. Adjusting? I've been paying your cable bill since I was 16. Worked nights while you bought her a damn hot tub. That's not adjusting. That's surviving. Rick looked up, eyes wet. She said we were tight on cash. I didn't know it was you footing it. I shook my head. You didn't ask. Too busy playing house. He didn't say nothing after that. Just sat there like a deflated balloon. I grabbed my bag. I'm out, Rick. Deal with your mess. Walked right past him, out the door, into the night. Phone stayed quiet after that. Guess he got the hint. Couple days later, I'm crashing at Mike's, trying to figure out my next move. Got a lead on a cheap room over on Elm Street. Basement deal, no frills, but mine. Work steady, and I'm saving every dime I don't spend on gas station food. Life's simple, quiet. Then Carla shows up. It's Sunday morning, and I'm eating cereal on the porch when her silver SUV rolls up. She steps out, belly round under a tight black top, sunglasses hiding her eyes. Jake, she says, all calm and cool like she's here to sell me something. We need to sort this out. I crunch my cornflakes, don't even look up. Ain't nothing to sort. Truth's out. She takes off the shades, and her eyes are sharp, like knives. You think you won, huh? Dropping that stunt at the barbecue? Rick's falling apart, and I'm the bad guy now. That what you wanted? I set the bowl down, wiped my mouth. Wanted you to stop lying. That's it. She steps closer, voice low. Those papers? I can say you forged them. Got a friend who'll back me up. Rick'll believe me, he always does. You're just the punk kid with a grudge. My gut twists, but I keep my face blank. Go ahead. Clinic's got records. Roger's name's on file. You can't fake that. She smirks, leans in. Roger's gone, Jake. Took a job in Texas. Ain't here to say shit. It's your word against mine, and who's Rick gonna trust? The wife he loves or the kid who ran off? I stand up, tower over her a little. He saw the proof. He's not that dumb. She laughs, this cold, cutting sound. Oh, he is. Already told him you're jealous, unstable. Planted some fake text on my phone. Looks like you've been harassing me. He's eating it up. I feel the heat rise in my chest, but I don't swing. You're a piece of work, Carla. She shrugs. I protect what's mine. You should have stayed quiet. Then she turns, gets in her car, and peels out. I'm left standing there, cereal going soggy, wondering if she's right, if Rick'll buy her story again. That night, I call Pete. Tell him what she said. He grunts, says, she's slick. I'll give her that. But I saw those papers too, kid. Copied, and myself at the barbecue for you left. She can spin what she wants, truth don't bend. I breathe easier after that. Pete's rough, but he's solid. Tells me to sit tight, let her dig her own hole. Next day, Rick shows up at the store while I'm unloading paint cans. Jake, he says, quieter this time. Carla's got proof you're lying. Showed me texts, mean stuff, from your number. I stop, wipe sweat off my forehead. She faked Rick. Check the dates on those papers again. Call the clinic if you don't believe me. He shifts, looks away. She says the clinic's in on it. Paid off or something. I laugh, can't help it. You hear yourself? She's got you chasing ghosts. He don't answer, just stands there, torn. I don't know what to believe, he mutters, then walks off. I watch him go, knowing Carla's winning for now. Week later, I'm settled in that Elm Street basement. Got a mattress, a lamp, a hot plate. Feels like a palace after years of tiptoeing around Carla. Work's good, Mike's good, and I'm starting to think I might pull this off, life without them. Then Pete calls. Jake, you sitting down? He says, voice buzzing. Yeah, what's up? I'm stirring instant noodles, phone wedged against my shoulder. Carla's story's falling apart. Linda, her sister, she flipped. Told Rick everything. Said Carla's been bragging about Roger for months, how she played you both. Linda's pissed, cause Carla stiffed her on some loan. I dropped the spoon, noodles splattering. For real. Pete chuckles. Yup. Rick called the clinic himself this morning. Got the nurse to confirm Roger's name. Carla screwed, kid. She's packing her bags, Rick kicked her out. I sit on the mattress, head spinning. He finally grew a spine? Pete snorts. Took long enough. He's her up, though. Keeps asking where you are. I don't say nothing for a minute, just listen to the hum of the hot plate. You don't get to fix this with a phone call, I say finally. Pete agrees, tells me to keep my distance, let Rick stew. Next day, I'm at work when a customer comes in, older lady, gray hair, sharp eyes. You Jake Tanner? She asks, holding a bag of screws. I nod, wary. Yeah, that's me. She smiles. Heard about your barbecue stunt. My nephew's Roger. He's a fool, but he don't deserve Carla neither. You did good, kid. Hands me the screws and a 20, says, keep the change, and walks out. I stare at the bill, feeling like the world's turned upside down. That night, I write it all down. Everything from the barbecue to now. Post it on this local forum, just to get it off my chest. Title it, Build a Rocking Horse, Broke a Lie, Now I'm Free. Wake up to hundreds of replies. People saying I'm a badass, sharing their own stories. One guy writes, you're the kid who fought back. Respect. Feels weird, being seen like that. But good too. Rick calls again. I don't pick up, but he leaves a message. Jake, she's gone. I messed up bad. Can we talk? I delete it. Ain't ready. Maybe never will be. Month goes by, and I'm finding my rhythm. Work bumps me up to full-time, more hours, better pay. I buy a beat-up truck off Mike's buddy, fix it up myself. Basement's starting to feel like home. Got a rug, a chair, even a little TV. Carla's out of the picture. Last I heard she's shacked up with some guy in Ohio. Rick's alone, rattling around that house I used to keep running. Pete keeps me posted. Says Rick's been asking about me, showing up at family stuff looking like a kick dog. He's sorry, Jake, Pete tells me one night over beers at his place. Wants you back. I take a swig, shake my head. Sorry, don't pay the bills I covered. Don't erase the years he let her walk over me. Pete nods, clinks his bottle against mine. Fair enough. You're doing all right without him. And I am. Got friends now, Mike, some guys from work. Start hanging out more, fishing on weekends like Rick and I used to. Feels different though, better, 'cause I chose it. Forum post keeps blowing up. People message me, saying it hit home. One girl writes, my stepmom pulled the same crap. You gave me guts to leave. I don't know what to say back, so I just keep it simple. Glad you're out. Turns into a little side thing, helping folks talk through their own messes. Ain't a hero, just a guy who gets it. Rick shows up at the store one day, catches me on break. Jake, he says, hands in his pockets. I'm selling the house. Starting over. Wanna come with? I look at him, gray hair, tired eyes, and feel nothing. Nah, I say. I'm good here. He nods slow, like he expected it. I'm proud of you, you know, for standing up. I shrug. Had to. He leaves, and that's that. It's fall now, leaves turning gold, air crisp. I'm 19, got my own place, my own life. Truck's running smooth, work steady, and I'm saving for a welding course, something I've always wanted to try. Forum's still going. People call me Rocking Horse Guy now, which makes me laugh. I post an update. Carla's gone, Rick's alone, and I'm building something real. Truth sets you free, even if it burns first. Get a letter one day, no return address. Open it. Rick's handwriting. Jake, I'm in Oregon. New job, new start. House sold. Left you something in the bank, your share. I'm sorry I didn't see you sooner. Be good. Check the account later, $5 grand. Blood money, maybe, but I take it. Use it to pay for that course, buy some tools. Don't write back. Mike throws a party for my birthday, just us and a few buddies. We grill burgers, crack jokes, watch the stars. I think about that barbecue sometimes, the rocking horse, the papers. Don't regret it. Had to happen. If that kid, Roger's kid, ever finds me, I'll tell him the truth. You don't owe nobody your life. Run if you gotta. I did, and I'm still standing. Driving home that night, windows down, I feel it, freedom. Ain't running from nothing now. Just heading where I want to go.